What's up, everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and I get asked all the time, what equipment do I carry in my Gladiator at all times? This is my daily driver, and so, a lot of people who, use their daily drivers as their off-road and overlanding rigs, they may spend time taking all their stuff out, putting stuff back in, but I honestly pretty much leave mine set up ready to go at a moment's notice. I don't like to have to deal with long setup times of loading gear and what do I want to take on this trip, so I leave it packed. So I thought I would use this video to just walk through everything that stays in the rig. Now, I've done multiple build videos, so I'm not going to go around and talk about all the stuff on the outside of it that I've added. I'm talking about the stuff that stays under the seats, the totes that stay in the back and what's in them, what stays in my center console, under the seats, all that sort of stuff, the gear that stays in here at all times. So that's what we're going to do today, and hopefully you'll find this helpful. Now, this is not specific to a Gladiator, so it didn't matter what vehicle you wheel. If it's a Tacoma, great. If it's a Wrangler, a 4Runner, a Nissan Frontier, full-size Chevy, Volkswagen Bug, Baja, I don't care. But so this could apply to you if you've got the space, but this is just the stuff that I keep with me all the time. So let's go inside.
Ozark Overland Adventures is proudly supported by the More Expo, the Midwest's only indoor event for adventure travel enthusiasts. Artemis Overland Hardware. They have the passion and knowledge to ensure that your next outdoor experience is more than a camping trip, it's an adventure. And Long Creek Overland, your source for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise and more.
All right, starting over here on the driver's side, there's two main things that are in this area. One is a good knife. I do usually carry a pocket knife, but I like a good quality knife to have at camp, one that I can, use to split logs or whittle sticks or, just all the nice things you need a good knife for. And this is one from Gerber. I don't remember the exact brand, but it's one of their nicer knives. And I love this knife. It is fantastic. It is super sharp. It's got a serrated section here, made in the USA. And I love Gerber's stuff, and very excited about this knife. It's super good. Also, right here on the driver's seat, this is where I keep all my towels. And now, if you've seen any of my wheeling videos, it's very likely that my feet are going to go in a creek at some point, either walking it to set up a camera or walking it to check the depth, that sort of thing. So I keep a number of towels, just old towels from around the house, under my driver's seat. There's usually 3 or 4 in here at any given time, and they come in real handy. So I highly recommend keep some towels in there with you. If you wheel in an area like us that has a lot of water, keep towels. Looking in my glove box, because this is where you keep a lot of important stuff. Winch remote, Garmin inReach Mini for emergency communications, eye drops, a chapstick and stuff. A good quality flashlight. This is one by Woobin. It is the D1, and as you can see, it's nice and compact, but it is stupid bright. It's fully rechargeable. It recharges with USB-C. It's magnetic on the back. I don't know if there's anything here that's magnetic. Oh, there we go. It is magnetic on the back, so you can stick it in places to use as a work light. Belt clip on it, but this is a fantastic flashlight and is my go-to. Absolutely love this thing by Woobin. I also, another little Gerber pocket knife just for a spare, fingernail clippers down in here. This is where I keep my headlamp. This one is also by Woobin. This is the H5, and I love this little headlamp. It's also stupid bright. It has multiple brightness settings and everything, but like any headlamp, it rotates, but it will also rotate up. I can, if I want to, take this out and just use this as a little flashlight by itself. I love this this headlamp. But the only downside to this headlamp is it doesn't have a red light, which is unfortunate, because I like having a red light for when I'm, you know, doing photography and stuff, because it doesn't mess with your night vision. But that's the one downside. A spare handheld radio for when I'm out of the vehicle, spotting, or maybe walking around camp, that sort of thing. I do keep my wired winch remote down in here, of course. Ibuprofen, and then some wet wipes, and that's about it. In the center console. On this side, I don't really keep much under the passenger seat for some reason, just because they're handier on the driver's seat. But I could throw another couple towels and stuff, but I don't have anything under the passenger seat at this point. I do have my Midland MXT 400 GMRS radio. That's my primary communications device. Obviously, that lives in here in the glove box. Honestly, there's nothing. They really made a much smaller glove box on the Gladiator, so there's nothing in here but, you know, some masks and tools for removing the doors, owner's manual, registration, you know, just the normal glove box things. Nothing really special in there. Up here, I've got my phone mount, which is by Bulletproof Mounting Solutions. GoPro mount, phone, that's where I, you know, have my Gaia GPS app and everything, so I can see it real well. And then an external speaker for the radio. The radio is going to be replaced actually in the next video. This video comes out on Tuesdays. The next Tuesday video will be me taking that out and putting in the new MXT 500. So super excited to have the 500. That's really it for the front. I mean, this is where some of the important stuff is, but that's that. Let's go to the back seat here. I love the Gladiator having the storage here. This is my socket, all my sockets. Of course, the jack. This is my other tool bag with various wrenches and gloves and, you know, miscellaneous stuff there. This is my tool roll from Roaring Fire. This has all my open wrenches and that sort of stuff in there. I got 2 first aid kits just because I had one and then I've got another, and needing band-aids at camp is a fairly common thing sometimes. So got my rubber mallet for staking down things. But that's it for this side. Let's see. Behind this, there's really nothing behind this seat, except for the Bluetooth speaker that comes with some of the models of the Gladiator as an option. That's actually really handy to have. And then over there, that's my fire extinguisher by H3R Performance. That's the Halgard version for a vehicle fire. That stays up there. All right, let's go to the other side. On the passenger side, I keep my cordless impact wrench. This has been a great one. It's OEM Tools. Got it from carparts.com. Of course, the charger with it. Keep a quick little flat lantern that also, if I've got like a tripod with me, that has a little tripod screw, so I can put that on a mount. It's got that, so I can set it up. This is a great light by UST. Is it US? Yeah, UST Outdoors, for a work light, that sort of thing. I like having that. And then I've actually got a couple more towels here. Spare U-joint that I also got from carparts.com because I broke a U-joint in Moab. And then, like I said, yeah, towels. Behind the back seat here is where my air down tool stays. I keep a spare tire pressure gauge, my tire tool, a rain poncho, bug screen, hand little towels. That's all the stuff that stays back there behind the seat. And on the outside, the one thing that I do want to show you on the outside, I've shown this before, but in this little zipper pouch here. I love having this on the outside of the rig. I've talked about this in multiple videos. Keep your recovery gear handy. You'll notice there's no recovery gear inside the vehicle, under a seat. You know, if I'm deep stuck in a mud hole, I don't want to have to open a door or crawl around the back to access my recovery gear, because that would be a huge mistake. You know, open the door, I'm in deep mud and get water in there. So make sure your recovery gear is accessible. And so this is where my primary stuff is. This is where my soft shackles are. This is where my tree strap is. I keep my air chuck for my air compressor in here, a pair of gloves, tire puncture kit goes in here, and then normally I've got trash bags in here, and then a fire starter goes there. I need to replenish my trash bags. But that all stays right there, super handy to get to on the outside of the vehicle for when I need, you know, my basic recovery gear. Moving around to the bed. Of course, my fridge stays in here at all times with my Global Road Outdoors slide. I've shown this in a couple of videos. That thing is fantastic. If you go to their website, that's the same version as same company that does my tent. They now have these slides, and they're universal. They're friggin' awesome. Multiple drawers slide out for your kitchen. But if you go to their website, it's being redone. So call them. Just go to their website, get their number, and call them. But my fridge stays in here full time, and my kinetic rope is strapped up here. My propane tank stays back here. And then I've got everything else in these two 75-liter 23-0 totes. I love them because they're stackable, so I can stack them on top of each other and then have this room here for other gear, water, our Dometic toilet if we're taking that, a diesel heater. You know, we got lots more space in this area because the totes are stackable and awesome. So let's go through these one at a time. The top one here, this one is my kitchen tote. So all my kitchen stuff is in here, all my utensils, my Jetboil Genesis, stove, couple pots, cast iron, my propane hose, my very valuable Coleman oven stays in here, and everything fits just perfect in this tote. You know, cutting board, bowls, all my plates and stuff all live in this tote, and it fits perfect. So that's great. And then this tote has all my other kind of miscellaneous gear. It has the rest of my recovery gear. So if I do need a snatch block, if I need a longer tow strap, all of that stuff is in this bag, which I can access from the back if needed. In here I keep a bunch of these inflatable lanterns. These are all my lights and stuff. Whoa! String lights, fire starter stuff, zip ties, miscellaneous rope and cordage, more cordage, battery booster in case I ever have a dead battery. I can do that. My jumper cables are in here, and then my axe is in here for, you know, chopping wood. A little floppy frisbee for tossing around camp because, you know, sometimes you just sit around and have fun. And then this awesome, I've shown this on the channel before, this folding shovel by Graham Fire. It's awesome, and that stays in here along with some more gloves and toilet paper, because you need to keep toilet paper in there. But that's it for that. And the good thing is, I mean, I've got room. If I need to ever throw anything else extra in here, I've still got a little room for miscellaneous things. So I can't speak highly enough about these 23-0 totes. They are super tough. I mean, this thing's been rolling around, sliding around the back of my Jeep for basically since I got it. And they've got the struts to keep it up. They are weather sealed, so I know going down dusty trails, rain, whatever, nothing's going to get in here, and my gear's going to stay in good shape. And then in the back, I'm not going to crawl back there, but in the back are my 200 amp hour anti-gravity lithium iron phosphate battery, so 200 amp hours of power back there, being charged by the RedArc BC-DC 50 charge controller. So I've got ample power to keep this fridge running for a very, very long time, and I love it. Inverter, did a whole video on that whole install back there, but that's that. In the tent, I'm not going to open it, but just so you know, in the tent is the insulation kit, because it's wintertime and my hands are currently numb. Being out here shooting this video, the sun is going down and it is getting cold. But all of my bedding is in the tent. So the only thing I have to bring with me is my camp pillows, because I can't leave those in there full time. Without the insulation, I think I could put my pillows in there too. But all that stays in there full time. So at any moment, if I decide to take off, the only really things I need to pack are my pillows, and then, you know, some clothes if I'm going to be gone for a few days or a longer trip, food, obviously, and then my normal camera gear, stuff like that. So those are the only things that I have to throw in here if I'm going on a trip, be it for a weekend, be it for an extended trip out to, on a longer overlanding trip, whatever. I keep this thing ready to go so I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to worry about keeping all the stuff in my garage, which is already full. Oh, I do need my camp chair. My camp chair does not live in there full time, so add camp chair to the list of things that I gotta pack. Honestly, a lot of the reason we take my Gladiator to some places over my wife's Grand Cherokee is because hers does not stay with all the gear in it full time. Like, we don't have recovery gear in her vehicle full time. Her kitchen stuff, that sort of thing, does stay in it most of the time. But tools, I don't have tools that stay in the Grand Cherokee full time. I don't have recovery gear that stays in there full time. So, sometimes if we're going to make a quick trip, we'll take the Gladiator because it stays ready to go. Let me talk about the tools that I carry, because all I did was kind of show you the bags. I keep every socket that I've ever used on this thing is in the socket bag. Every tool that I need to dismantle pretty much anything on the trail in case something happens is in the tool bags. So if I break an axle, I've got the tools needed. I've got a socket big enough to pull the axle hub nut off, drive shaft, what else? I mean, shocks, anything on the suspension. I've got the tools necessary for that. But I am losing light rapidly. I don't even know if this video looks good right now. The ISO on the camera is cranked up because of low light, so I may look really noisy. But anyway, I hope that was at least helpful, give you some ideas, some inspiration of the things that you can, and I would argue maybe the exception for the kitchen box. The kitchen box could be optional, but everything else I think should be in the rig full time. Especially the recovery gear. Because, I mean, it's winter now. We never know. We just had snow last night. It's all gone now. But there's been pictures posted. I've seen cars in the ditches. I've seen cars stuck out on the trail, or, rigs stuck out on the trail. And they didn't have recovery gear. So I'm in a position where, one, I've always got my recovery gear to to rescue myself, but then I've also got recovery gear to help others if need be. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you would, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We've got some amazing trips coming up in the very near future that I'm super excited about. Tomorrow, my wife and I are taking off for an overnight trip going further into the Ouachita National Forest. We will take the Gladiator. We will also be taking the tank. I want to see how it does on some of those trails. So we're going to be pulling the tank with us just to start testing it out on trails. And we won't be doing anything technical crazy, but I just want to know how it maneuvers and stuff. We've got some great trips through the Ozarks, Kentucky, going up to Yellowstone later in the spring, Colorado. God, we just got so many great plans. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, so you're notified when that uploads, and hopefully other great gear reviews and how-tos and stuff like this. If you would like to support this channel, there are really 3 ways that you can do that. One, check the description below. All those links down there, they're affiliate links. So if you click on one of those links and buy something that we use, we get a small, like 3% commission or something like that. So that's one way to help support us. Another one is merchandise, or t-shirts, sweatshirts, that sort of thing. LongCreekOverland.com is where you'll find that. And then finally, if you want to really support us in a very tangible way, check out our Patreon. Links below, and consider supporting us like that. That's those are the people that really support this channel. They are what help drive all the things that we can do on this channel. And they get discounts on our merchandise. They also get access to all of our GPS data. So anyway, it would be great if you would consider that as well. But hopefully this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll see you next time. Bye.